Welcome to our next video on multiplying polynomials. This is Mrs. Kidman, and in this video we are going to be addressing the matrix method. So as mentioned in the introduction, the matrix method involves us drawing some cute little tables here, and we're going to use those tables to multiply polynomials. So let's take a look with this first example here. So we have x plus 2 times x plus 5. Now we're going to use the matrix method. So what that means is I'm going to write my x, my plus 2 in one column like this, and then I'm going to create a second set of columns over here that are my x and then my plus 5. Now notice how I've kind of created this matrix or this table. Now what's going to happen within my matrix or table here is I'm just going to multiply the numbers that are in the same row and column. So in this case, in this first box here, I have x times x, which I know is x squared. I have 2 times x, which is 2x. I've got 5 times x, which is 5x, and then 5 times 2, which is 10. So when we do that matrix method, notice that we get these. Now I have 4 individual terms, and I want to find the sum of those terms. So how I find the sum is I'm just going to write it out as a sum. So x squared plus 2x plus 5x plus 10, and then I'm going to combine those like terms. So these two with x's, I can combine together, and I get x squared plus 7x plus 10. So again, with that matrix method, we're going to set up our matrix. I'm going to write the first term, and then the second term, and then the first term and the second term. You can decide if you want these ones to be the horizontal ones and these ones to be the vertical ones. You can switch them and have them vertical, horizontal. It's totally up to you, but this is how we simplify it. So that means that x plus 2 times x plus 5 equals x squared plus 7x plus 10. So let's take a chance to practice this again using that matrix method to find the product. So just like we've done in previous videos, I want you to take a second, pause this video, try to do this matrix method on your own here with number 3. And then as soon as you have finished it, go ahead and unpause the video and give it a second, and it will have that shown explanation there with my matrix and what to do. So take a second, pause the video, try number 3 on your own, and then unpause it and come back to see how it went. Okay, hopefully your attempt on that went well. In that time that you were going over it, I also went over it, and here's my solution. So I took this first polynomial here, and I put it on the top, and I broke it down term by term. So I have p and my positive 3, and then I took my next polynomial, and I put that on my vertical side. So I have p and a negative 8. And then remember, when we use that matrix, we're going to multiply the row term by the column term. It's just like in biology, if you've ever used a Punnett square, we're going to do the exact same thing here. Combine that row with that column. So p times p is p squared, 3 times p is 3p, negative 8 times p is negative 8p, 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. I pull them all out and I add them up, and then I combine those like terms. And remember, this 3p and this negative 8p, those are our like terms there, and I get p squared minus 5p minus 24. Now we are going to do one more example here. So let's take a look at number 4. Just like we did last time, go ahead and pause the video, try this one on your own, and then unpause the video when you've finished and see how your solution compares to mine. If you have questions, make sure to double check step by step to see how yours looks compared to mine. Feel free to also reach out to me as Mrs. Kidman if you have any other questions, and I'd be happy to help you understand this. Okay, hopefully you were able to work through that problem. Now, the biggest mistake that I see when people are looking at problems like this is when we're trying to calculate this term right here. So remember, if I have a number like 1r times 2r, what I'm going to do first is multiply my coefficients, so 2 times 1, and that gives me a 2, and then I multiply my variables. R times r is r squared. So this right here is all a single term or monomial, but we have to multiply those multiple parts. So when we set up our matrix here, we multiplied them, we got our 4 parts, we wrote them out all together, and that simplified down into 2r squared minus 11r plus 5. So that is the matrix method. Go ahead and check out the next couple of videos. In the next video, we're going to be talking about how we can distribute to also find the product. It's a similar method, but it works a little bit differently. And we're also going to be checking out the FOIL method in a different video. So be sure to check out those other videos to learn about different ways that we can multiply these polynomials.